Shit. Astrid. Stellaris hate us.
Technology secured. Construction complete. Anomaly found. Technology secured. Star system charted. Star system charted. Receiving communications. Technology secured.
Policeman.
Vessels upgraded. Receiving communications.
Illusion.
Star system charted. Special project complete. dissected. Technology secured. Special project complete. Construction complete. Technology secured. Special project complete. Star system charted. Technology secured. Construction complete. Technology secured.
Oh man. I've been talking for 45 minutes and my microphone was set to the wrong input in OBS. Alright, rookie mistakes. Well, I was sharing a lot of good reading during that time. C'est la vie. It's odd because of a USB switch that I have that reconnects and connects my mic and camera between two computers. It tends to rename them and pushes them to different inputs, which tends to occasionally increment their name by a number. So we have an encounter in Tua with the Holy Vrinn Covenant. We have made first contact with mysterious aliens in the Tua system. For now, we have codenamed them the Gamma Aliens until we can find out more about them. Interesting. So it's this fleet here. Okay. Preparations for the race. The space race is drawing closer and closer. Every participating nation is working hard to prepare its racecrafts and pilots for the event. Our engineers are hard at work to provide our pilots with every advantage they can. The race will be a showcase of the best technology the Vrinn Imperium and the other empires can offer. However, the rules of the race limit the size of the craft, forcing us to choose which systems we prioritize. Should we try and press our biggest technological advantage, or compensate for our shortcomings, or simply give everything equal priority and hope that our overall technological clout carries the day? We're going to give everything equal attention because we have technical clout. We're going to finish off the prosperity tree to get our next essentials perk the most easily. We're running out of consumer goods. Really, that could be solved with just jobs. Alright, let's see. We don't have the influence yet to expand. That is still kind of funny.
Technology secured.
I was talking for 45 minutes. Nobody heard a thing. It's all gone into the ether.
Construction
Upgrade our
complete.
hyperdrives, get around quicker. We're going to move our station out to Nicor to capture that habitable planet and the exotic gases.
Star system charted.
Our spy master in the Holy Vrinn Covenant, Baron Aladar, reports a drastic failure in her process for screening operatives. Word from the Vrinn capital is that a facilitator has chosen to defect. It seems that the facilitator has grown more sympathetic towards the culture and founding ethics of the Holy Vrinn Covenant in opposition to our own. Our screening process has failed in that it is supposed to rule out such flakiness. So be it. We can spend 20 influence and they will be warned of the plot against them. We can take a 50% shot, they'll be warned, and slow our infiltration speed by 20%. Take the 50% shot.
Vessels upgraded.
So we are now at full power on Rochelle. We're going to move to Hanam Tur and see if we can find the space amoebas that came through in the last episode. We're 5 influence away from capturing another system. We use building another destroyer.
Technology secured.
Our fleet command limit is now 100. I like the idea of slightly more expensive but longer longevity leaders. You take it. Go for Durasteel armor because we have a head start on it.
Construction complete. Star system charted.
We're going to go ahead and upgrade a few ships in our fleet with better disruptors. The science expedition team led by Ursh Nakaran from the science vessel ISS Unplar has found something remarkable. After planetfall, researchers and surveyors began thoroughly combing the surface. Scorch marks, half-wrecked buildings, and the detritus of 1,000 weapons are all that remains of this world. After careful examination, our surveyors have determined that a massive battle proved the end of whatever civilization once inhabited this place. With this collection of millennia-old weaponry and battle data, our weapons specialists can continue to innovate exponentially upon our existing armaments. And we get an excellent bump across all of the research, particularly society. The science expedition team led by Eshna Karan from the science vessel ISS Unblar has found something else remarkable. Deep scans of the planet's surface reveal a network of tunnels and vaults buried beneath. Access points on the surface eventually lead to a massive industrial complex surrounding the planet's core. Time-worn technology of an advanced civilization once allowed the complex to drain the core's energy to feed its massive production line. While the engineering team couldn't decipher what the facility was originally intended to manufacture, they have determined that it can be adapted to our needs. Thanks to the mechanical genius of the compound's creator, a catastrophic destabilization of the planet's core seems unlikely. Our engineers do note that stranger things have happened, however. We get another massive research bump, with society gaining the most. Is that it for Grunar? That is it for Grunar. So we can, in a few more days, capture the system. Which we are going to want to do because I think we're going to want to try to terraform most everything in there. I'm going to move this science ship around a pidge in order to clean out. Our intel is falling against the Takarius databank. We're going to gather information. We're going to come back and do a anomaly research pass. across these systems. And then we're going to survey this one. We came in second in the space race. Today, the fabled Clumbastion space race concluded its final round. A grand closing ceremony took place on Tavis when Clen Grand Marshal Thioned Ixabridge himself congratulated the winners. Our team took second place and was awarded a precious metal made of pure rhodium. The only team to surpass us was the one from the Tecaris Databank, which was awarded an osmium medal. Third place and a iridium medal went to the Tycan Trading Consortium. The race was a unique opportunity for all participants to hone their engineering skills and test themselves against alien cultures. Second place is for losers. And we get a fair technology bump.
Anomaly found. Star system charted. Vessels upgraded. Vessels upgraded.
I'm gonna buy another 500. See if that recovers, if that was a consumer goods bottoming out anomaly. I'm going to build an outpost on Grunar so that we can take a look at terraforming some of those precursor worlds. I'm going to add a missile cruiser to our first expeditionary fleet. We're also going to run out of food, which I'm going to also buff. Detailed analysis of the enormous metallic crystals dominating Binder 3A's landscape have defied all expectations. Science Officer Widdenal Ilpur is excited to reveal that these oversized crystals are in fact composed of trillions upon trillions of deactivated nanites. Their molecular structure matches no known empire's nanotechnology signatures, making their point of origin indeterminable. They may have been deposited on the planet by some unknown spacefarers for an unknown purpose. As far as Widdenal Ilpur can tell, the nanites compiled themselves into perfectly oriented crystalline lattices and replicated until a point at which they became deactivated. While the crystals they created do in fact resemble buildings, they are entirely uniform in composition and cannot possibly have served any such purpose. Incredible, and we get a batch of nanites and an Elgate inside. because we want people growth, but we also want... I'm going to go for people growth. We need 10 citizens to move to the next phase. We need 3 more here. We'll keep moving along.
Construction complete.
That was the Rochelle starbase. Doesn't appear that the space amoebas are anywhere in sight.
Anomaly found.
We have detected the presence of an alien civilization on Wendell 3 in the Wendell system. They appear to be an early space age, as evidenced by the many primitive satellites orbiting their homeworld. Their nation states are on the path towards joining together in a global government, and it is likely only a matter of time before they venture beyond their world and join the galactic community. Reports have reached the public that 2 prominent Vrinn officials have engaging in corrupt activities. Can put you on mute a second. Need to go on pause and take out the dogs. Be right back. Alright, back. Always interesting. Take dogs out this time of night in the winter in the Colorado mountains. So, corruption scandal. Reports have reached the public that two prominent Vrinn officials have engaging in corrupt activities. 1 second. It seems that they have been channeling large portions of their department's government budgets into their own pockets, and from there into off-world asteroid tax havens, costing the state millions. There is widespread outrage at this revelation, and troublemakers are quick to accuse those who appointed them of collusion. How you deal with the situation. Wida now Ilper, who is one of our most advanced scientists, and Vashna Faber, who's a middling scientist, would be removed from the game, where we get a pretty big debuff. We're going to have to remove them from the game. That makes this science ship no longer assigned. Going to go with Vashna Fulkin. His anomaly research is actually going to take longer, so we'll go after the 2.
Anomaly found.
And ISS Nomplar, which was assisting research in Vrinn Prime. We're going to go ahead and recruit this genius. And start assisting research once again. Was out of breath there a second. We live at 8,600 feet up in the Colorado mountains. And what I was sharing about taking the dogs out in the middle of the night in the winter is a reference to mountain lions. And we have 2 fairly chunky balls of fur that are old English bulldogs that we let out when needed at night here, and just recently had a elk kill about 1/10 of a mile from the house, at the bottom of the hill, basically from the one that we live on, where a mountain lion had stashed an elk kill. We normally see regular herds of elk moving through the property, so it wasn't that surprising. But nonetheless, it makes you very aware when you let your dogs out at night, because you don't know what else could be out there.
Star system charted.
Alright, we have everything surveyed. We are excavating that archaeological site. We have an archaeological site in Rim that has not been excavated. I think we are going to take this particular. We don't have any research that we can assist as of yet on the colonies. I think we're going to send you down. gonna send you to Fidao. Find out another internal system and whether or not it's worth acquiring. Alright, so Wii is building us another cruiser. We're also going to upgrade everything there. We're going to upgrade the defensive platform. We are going to upgrade the second expeditionary fleet.
Technology secured.
We now have hyperdrives. I should probably cancel those upgrades and do it again, but not super concerned. I'm going to pick up the option to manufacture volatile motes.
Vessels upgraded. Technology secured.
I'm going to grab this one because it should be a quick one.
Upgraded.
We're going to run a second upgrade to upgrade their hyperdrives. So let's take a look. Hasn't actually started upgrading yet. Let's see if we can back them off. We'll drop them back into upgrade. We shouldn't have to do it twice.
Vessels upgraded.
To Vilcat has reached 10 citizens, so we're going to add an administration there. It gives us an option for building research and possibly using the services of a mining or a science ship that may have finished its other useful duties.
Star system charted.
At the very heart of the formation lies an overgrown processional entrance leading deep underground, choked with vegetation and half buried in rubble from some tectonic shift ages past. The going is very hard, and clearing the passageway will be quite the undertaking. Looks like we have discovered another
Technology secured.
colony of mining drones. Reports from Operation Prepare Sleeper Cells are favorable so far. Our operatives have successfully concealed themselves in a variety of positions across Vrinn society, hiding in plain sight and pretending simply to be ordinary citizens. From there, they will be able to update us on the latest happenings in the Holy Vrinn Covenant and maintain our long-term ability to conduct operations there should we wish it. We get sleeper cells for 15 years. So with that, we are going to assign that envoy. I'm going to try to clean up some of the first contacts just to get them off the board. I and perhaps get a benefit or two out of them. We've now acquired chemical plants. I'm going to take another research alternative. And we're going to add moral codes just to keep our societies under control. So 13% upgraded. I think after this we are going to go and take out the Charchorian. Following a thorough investigation of Pidge 3, the ISS Unplar crew has confirmed that the planet used to be covered in flowing water several billion years ago. However, the geochemical composition of the planet's basalt crust proved to be highly hydrophilic, so much so that Pidge 3's thirsty rocks eventually absorbed and bound all the water on its surface. Now all that remains of these vast oceans are salty brine streaks lining Pidge 3's numerous canyons. Science officer Ursh Nakadan adds that the mineral hydrates now dominating Pidge 3's landscape could have many valuable industrial applications. Get a 4 mineral bonus. That makes that potentially valuable. We're going to move over. Actually going to move in and research the anomaly. That's level 3. We can let him gain some research and experience on that particular system. We're going to take a look here at what we can do with these precursor systems as far as terraforming for 10,000 or 15,000 if we want a Gaia world. We don't have to go all the way to Gaia. All possibilities, though. We're going to upgrade our 3rd expeditionary fleet. You know, because this guy is so young to it, we're going to actually research both anomalies with the more experienced science ship. And we're gonna get some intel on these 2 remaining systems.
Anomaly found.
Leave that be for now.
Technology secured.
We're going to do advanced strike craft. I wanted to take a look. We hadn't really designed around a hangar based cruiser, but we are now. Excellent. So now we'll have some carriers to add to the mix. 41% upgraded. Almost done with the upgrade to a Star Fortress.
Vessels upgraded.
Looks like we're going to be on the wrong side of the pan-galactic recycling initiatives. We'll leave it alone.
Technology secured.
Grab FTL inhibitors.
Vessels upgraded. Technology secured.
Gonna just up our general production across the board.
Construction complete.
It's rebellious. I'll move over to Ilion to fill in that portion of the interior. And we are going to survey outward. We have enough to acquire another system. I think it's going to be Nicor. The irregularity we have designated as Kappa aliens appears to be made of some sort of crystalline material. Curiously, it seems to be able to propel itself across the void and protect itself when necessary, indicating that it may be alive. Our researchers are working hard to find out more. So we are going through the crystal research there. 76% upgraded.
Technology secured.
Once past the collapsed entrance, a tunnel bores deep into the earth, architecturally flawless despite its age. Kilometers down, it opens into a massive, perfectly spherical chamber. Floating in a suspension field at the very center is an inscrutable alien device, a semi-opaque, amber-tinted cube with intricate alien patterns inscribed on all 6 sides. Touching the inscription causes rhythmic pulses of light to be emitted from the cube. There is no trace of any known language, code, or mathematical equation in the chamber or on the puzzle box itself, but it is fairly safe to assume that the box is a riddle of some kind. Quickly finished FTL. Going to take another improvement on research. Incoming transmission. Well met, Ultra Vrinn. Your credits amass, yet there is emptiness in your spirit. No, we sense it. We come with swift hands bearing many goods. We are the Racket Industrial Enterprise, traders of the Caravanserai Caravan Coalition. We pass through your space in peace, only to buy, to sell. We will offer you good deals, many things. Just now our ships are absent, Kasik. We will speak soon when we come back. About another 500. That caused a bit of upset. We're going to go ahead, since we're producing alloys, we're going to upgrade our alloy megaforges on Rim Prime. And we're going to upgrade our civilian fabricators on Withrilly Prime. The science ship ISS Unplar came up short with regards to its original mission of investigating possible activity on the frozen surface of Chiblar 7. There is seemingly nothing of note but ice and rock. However, Science Officer Urshna Karan, a self-proclaimed gourmet chef and history buff, claims to have made an important discovery. A chemical compound found in the surface ice layers in several regions of Chiblar 7 is allegedly, supposedly, closely related to the Vrinn stellar salt, an ingredient integral to many traditional Vrinn dishes and thought extinct on Vrinn. It has long been speculated that the Vrinn stellar salt was never native to our homeworld, but was brought to the surface by some meteorite impacts in the distant past. The science officer's discovery on Chiblar 7 lends some credence to his theory, though Urshna Karan leans heavily on properties described in ancient cookbooks predating modern chemistry to prove the saline connection. Whether the salt analyzed and synthesized actually tastes like the Vrinn stellar salt of old is ultimately of little consequence. Just the idea of traditional foods now possessing more historically accurate flavor profiles is bound to stimulate both the Vrinn economy and palate. And we get a general happiness modifier for 20 years.
Construction complete.
Go ahead and build mining stations. Our researchers have finished investigating the reports of extraordinary free-floating crystal-like objects observed in the Yelbarasta system. Their findings are startling. The ship-size objects and their slightly smaller but equally crystal-like satellites are at first appeared inert, but sudden shifts in their orientation relative to our ships and new energy signatures emerging from within the prisms indicate that they should be regarded as hazardous and approached with caution.
Power is hailing us.
We get a crystalline study project. We are also going to send that same envoy to determine who these guys are. Leave that be. Archaeological site discovered. Anomaly. I'm going to do one last upgrade. I think that's getting everybody the fastest engines. It's kind of interesting that the pace our technology advances doesn't let us get off of Wii U to go fight the battle that we want to fight, because there's always just a little bit more. It's almost like buying a computer or a new phone. We now have FTL inhibitors. Metrovipe is almost done upgrading to a star fortress. We're going to do the same in Izar. Finished resource production. We're going to sell 10,000 minerals. We're also going to buy 500 more consumer goods. Sorry about that.
Star system charted.
I think to fill in that particular area, we're going to take Quajib. Scientist Anash Nakripur on board the science vessel ISS Raltrex has made a wonderful discovery on Alpus 3. This world is an ideal temperate planet with a nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere and a resilient ecosystem. It might offer the optimal conditions at different latitudes thanks to its diverse terrain with biomes that are eminently suitable to most forms of life. You can say such a beauty and take a big society bump, or we can spend a bit of influence, which we have, and go on a nature expedition. Let's go on a nature expedition. For now, I want to research that project, and then we'll go on and survey the rest of the system. The signal in Chiblar originates from the remains of an antenna-like structure. Exploratory probes were dispatched from the ISS Matrex to the surface to investigate the matter more closely. What Science Officer Beshna Fulkan found was a cavernous vault that, while easily pried open, was evidently the last safe house and refuge of some long-dead race of aliens. While reasonably technologically advanced, it seems they never reached for the stars and perished to some planet-wide natural disaster. The vault is immense, housing thousands upon thousands of black boxes that the ISS Matrix has determined to be data storage devices. A special project has been prepared to decode their contents.
Situation log updated.
We'll research that with our higher level Scientist. After the study of Volhall 4 has concluded, Science Officer Urshna Karan reports that they have found the planet to be unusually rich in minerals. This discovery was made possible in large part thanks to a certain member of the ISS Unplar crew. Urshna Karan praises the protege highly. We can gain a new scientist, or we can add a buff. We're going to gain a new scientist because we can always use them.
Vessels upgraded.
Let's see. We have a first contact event pending. Upon entering Jamor, our sensors picked up strange readings. Dismissed at first as glorified asteroids, things quickly changed when it was discovered that these entities reacted aggressively to movement in space, even at great distance. Observation of these entities, preferably from a safe distance, is advised. I'm going to do so. We have the option to upgrade. And I think we want battleships. The Heskar League wants a non-aggression pact. They have equivalent military to our own. We'll agree to that for now. We have a wormhole to their system of Bahram. We want to add a shipyard along with a gun battery and a targeting computer. Most of the asteroid has been laser chiseled with great precision into the likeness of a small Ultra-Vrinn temple or large shrine, a shrine to the Untold, the great destroyer deity of old Vrinn faiths. The temple has been tumbling through the quiet of space for far longer than we have been capable of spaceflight, which is disturbing at best, terrifying at worst. Naturally, Science Officer Tashna Satur urges us to search for more stellar objects that match the characteristics of this space temple, and has uploaded a list of likely candidates and nearby systems to the situation log.
Situation log updated.
Take a look at our situation log. We'll track them on the map. That one's going to be a trick. And that one. Okay. Vipe. Upgrade its defense platform again. We're going to disrupt shields. We're going to add an anchorage and another gun battery.
Vessels upgraded. Vessels upgraded.
The entities encountered by our fleet some time ago are spaceborne forms of life. Quickly named Space Amoeba following an analyst's gross misreading of initial sensor output, the creature is in fact larger than the average Vrinn corvette. And
Foreign power is hailing us.
cleans up that first contact. And we are going to also look into, I believe those are the mining drones. Let's look at if we have any other, I think that's the only other aliens we have left to investigate.
Construction complete.
This asteroid was evidently used as a junkyard by someone at some point in the distant past. All manner of discarded machinery and metallic refuse has been deposited inside the asteroid's weak gravity well, being slowly pulled into the jumble of debris that now covers the surface. There is nothing of particular value to be found here, but a lot of the metal could be salvaged by a mining station. It was not immediately apparent at the time, but the recent survey carried out by the ISS Unplar seemingly sparked a breakthrough in the ongoing study of the mysterious L-gates when the report filtered back to the scientific community on Vrinn. Got another L-gate insight. We have 6 of 7 now.
Vessels upgraded.
Alright. We are finally going to move the first expeditionary fleet. We are also going to build them a hangar-class cruiser. But we, I believe, have enough power to go after the Chartorian fleets. We're starting to catch up with our naval capacity. I think an increase to the same is a good idea, particularly as we have some bigger ships coming. We're also going to prepare on Withriel, another colony ship. We're going to colonize Yelbarasta. Potentially Nikor. Yelbarasta is slightly better. A scan of a particularly massive asteroid ATPN-98 yields fascinating results. The rock's core is shot through with a network of conductive crystals carrying a weak electric charge. The crew of the ISS Esplar recognize this matrix as primitive neural lattice and believe the celestial body to be thinking in some capacity, if not fully sapient. They seek permission to excavate the core and transport it to the nearest orbital station for closer study. I don't know if we want to excavate the alien intelligence. Sounds like trouble. We're going to move this science ship over to Fatus to be ready to start researching some of these projects. We also ran into alien vessels here. We're going to go and research that anomaly, and then we're going to move to survey that system.
Special project complete.
After spending an extended time studying the remarkable features of the planet below, our science team aboard the ISS Raltrex are ready to report their findings. Science Officer Ashna Kripur has reported the science team has made several additional discoveries studying this unique planet. This newfound knowledge greatly expands our understanding of the universe. Nice, we got a 20% bump on food. This is the Gaia world in Alpus. It's going to take a decent bit to get there. And Theglon 3 has been terraformed. We have discovered a new life form in Adamir. Although calling it a life form may be incorrect, the entities appear to be fully automated mechanical drones built exclusively for some unknown industrial purpose. Observations will continue, but since it's unlikely that these machines are programmed with defensive protocols, it would be prudent to tread lightly. So, we're continuing to survey the system. Our fleet is en route. Logan Prime can upgrade to a planetary administration. We have enough to expand to another system. I think that system should be Fadao. And potentially Chiblar, which we're going to do here. Solving the puzzle box turned out to be quite an ordeal. Aligning the patterns themselves was not enough. They also had to be solved in a particular order, with the calculations of each step altering those of all subsequent ones, in nearly endless permutations. There was much time-consuming backtracking, but in the end it was unlocked. As the last pattern clicked into place, the puzzle block exploded into millions of tiny points of light. The lights danced madly in the air for a few moments before coalescing to create words in some unknown language. Oddly, all the witnesses to this event seemed to instinctively understand the message without knowing the words. For a few seconds before flickering out forever, it read, "You have passed the trial. We shall respond accordingly." Peculiar. We gain 10,000 Hemtares. We're going to move down and excavate the site in Grunar. Is there a second site here? Ah, there is. Alright, so we're going to excavate the second site in Hemtares. We're going to take this mainly because we want to open up the option for another Ascension perk. We can become the Crisis. We can do enigmatic engineering. We can reduce the terraforming cost by 25%, which we have some fairly expensive ones out there. We can increase our naval capacity and our command limit, our starbase influence cost, our starbase capacity, true unity, monthly unity, mastery of nature, executive vigor. We're going to take a 25% terraforming bonus.
Special project complete.
The vault in Shiblar is a tomb for hopeful immortals. Science officer Ursula Karan asserts that huge blocks of ternary code found in the databanks are neural images, digitized brain scans. Doubtless the aliens of Chiblar 6A considered this their only shot at any kind of survival following whatever calamity befell their planet. They did not have the means to resurrect themselves, but banked on the impossibly small hope that eventually someone else would have those means. We can let dead aliens lie and gain 10,000 engineering research, or we can download their neural patterns for safekeeping. Let me go ahead and download them. And we're going to survey this system. We're just going to survey there. Alright. We're going to move into Char.
Technology secured.
We're going to take plasma cannons. There are structures on Wendell 4, though most are less than ruins and more akin to rubble. The ISS Bonplar's initial pass over the planet reveals only one building that can be considered intact, seemingly spared by whatever calamity robbed Wendell 4 of its buildings and builders alike. This is the source of the noise. Not only is the building intact, reports Officer Tashna Satur, but it is active. It is a production facility of some sort, turning plasticine polymers into mute objects of uncertain but possibly ornamental purpose. The raw materials and end product are largely uninteresting to the Vrinn Imperium, but we could doubtlessly stand to learn something from the automated manufacturing process itself. Adds the toy factory to Wendell 4. Our research post at Pennock 1B investigating the Starship Graveyard reports an unusual find among the wrecks, an almost intact warship with a number of interesting features. They are requesting a science ship to assist with investigating the wreck. We will investigate the wreck.
Situation log updated.
The ISS Unplar enters the Selnock system. Something seems awry. The sun, previously registered as an ordinary dwarf star, appears to have shrunk. Having lost mass at an alarming rate, the planets in the system have, as a result, recently entered ice ages.
Construction complete.
Reports of deep space drones in certain systems have been investigated. The drones appear to be workers and custodians of an autonomous orbital mining operation established millennia ago, and then soon abandoned by all but the drones themselves. Judging by the state of the processing equipment, their purpose is obviously enough, mining, but who it is that is tasked them is not immediately apparent. What is obvious is that no shipment of minerals has been retrieved from this system in hundreds, if not thousands of years. They may only be old drones, but they should be kept under close watch by the Vrinn Imperium.
A foreign power is hailing us.
We also, through those, gained a few research projects that we're also going to knock out here quickly, because we have much more research capability than would normally be the case. And that should have cleared up our last first contact. I'm going to expand our espionage operation into the autocracy of Combustion. I'd like to prepare sleeper cells on the Takaris databank as well. From deep within the star of the Selnock system emerges a gargantuan being larger than a typical moon. Its body radiates heat the same wavelength of energy as the one produced by the system's star. It is eating it. The creature feasts on sunspots, devours solar flares, and we have interrupted its meal. The beast exudes life waves, rapid pulses at an intense frequency like a fluorescent roar. Battle stations.
Under attack.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Get.
Tactical retreat.
Nope. Alright. Alright. And it comes to this. Scientist Eshnakran has now died at the hands of the Solar Leviathan. News of a giant being seen in the dark void of space is spreading across the Empire like a plague. There is concern and optimistic wonder, but mostly brings an existential dread to the populace. Historical documents will record this day as one of tremendous importance. We have now found beings far surpassing anything encountered in our Empire's spacefaring history, life capable of growing to an unprecedented scale, rivaling moons in size and mass. Nothing could have prepared us for this. This day will forever mark a turning point.
Attacking enemy vessels. Special project complete.
Tashna Sator reports that the enormous structure located on Wendell 4 is in fact a gargantuan corpse of some unidentified alien creature. Not only is its corpse large enough to be seen with the naked eye from Wendell 3, it also appears to be shedding large quantities of psychotropic chemicals that may have a neurological side effect for organic life forms on the planet. The drones are remarkably efficient at squeezing ever-diminishing returns from rocks Vrinn miners would have soon discarded, deemed exhausted of all worthwhile mineral content. Our top engineers are working on adapting the drone's methodology for use in Vrinn Imperium's mining networks and stations, which should improve efficiency, effectively lessening energy expenditure. Of lesser import is the fact that the drones are not completely silent, contrary to previous assumptions. They emit signal pings though extremely infrequently and at a wavelength hard to isolate from the background noise. If there is anyone left to receive these pings, may be a mystery for another time. We can increase our mineral station's output by 10%. The expedition team has found a safe spot to set up camp. Additional equipment and personnel are being dropped off to the makeshift camp with small dropships. An expedition is now getting ready to search the nearby precursor ruins.
Star system charted.
Looks like we are well on our way.
Star system charted. Construction complete.
Detailed surface scans of Wendell 5 have identified a large impact crater containing the wreckage of several ancient starships of unknown design. The ships appear to be completely devoid of life support systems, leading us to suspect that they were either unusually large drones or controlled by some form of artificial intelligence. Interestingly, the hulls of the ships were constructed out of living metal, an extremely rare and inorganic material with many unique properties. This metal can be programmed to assume a certain shape or form, and it will slowly regrow itself if damaged. Over a period of several millennia, the surviving metal from the wrecked ships was fused into a large and extremely dense deposit that could potentially be mined for centuries to come. Again, 25% tech progress on living metal. Right. We have them down to their corvettes. We're going to move. Move in to start researching the system. And our fleet was successful. Let's take a look at the combat report. We lost 3 corvettes and a radar and destroyed the enemy entirely. We're going to move back to Wu for repairs and commence research on the Charturian. We've expanded into Quadjib. I'm going to move to Pidge. We're going to build in Fidao. Curl Cordery has guaranteed the independence of the Velit Trading Consortium. In Wiu, we're going to build another hangar cruiser. We're going to further reinforce Beharam since it's a wormhole. We're going to send... We're going to go colonize Theglan 3. Spymaster Uranapodon reports that our team of operatives near the Tecarus databank has missed a number of checkpoints. Given the nature of this operation, we had already anticipated them being unable to maintain frequent content. However, our Spymaster is regrettably confident by now that the team has been lost. Operation Prepare Sleeper Cells may be rescued if we can successfully cover our tracks, pitting our code breaking against Tecaron encryption. Don't have... We're going to disavow.
Technology secured.
All right. I think that is a good point to call it. We have further expanded the Vrinn Imperium in this episode and have also taken out the Char fleet and opened up access to the riches that we should glean from these various research projects. We're also going to repair our fleet and should likely get it back over there so that we can close enough, most likely, so that we can
Special project complete.
Protect it from anything else that emerges based on those research projects. But overall, things are moving in a positive direction for the Vrinn. We've continued to grow. All of our capacities have grown. We are still outpacing our neighbors significantly and are in a good position overall in our portion of the galaxy. So, thanks for watching, and apologies for that first 45 minutes or so. That's just goofy beginner stuff. Have a good night.